Howdy folks, this is Jeff Camarda with a piece called Business Owners Why You Need a 338 Fiduciary. Now 401k plans have become so commonplace that not having one at work is a red flag. Business owners typically set them up to attract and take care of employees and also to develop a way to save themselves taxes. Because 401k deposits usually go in pre-tax, this is a great way to cut owners' tax bills as well as build employee loyalty and retirement security. Everybody knows this, but most people don't know that such plans carry tremendous risks for business owners. Such owners are typically the plan's trustee. A trustee always has liability, but retirement plan trustees, called ERISA trustees for the federal law, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act in the 1970s, carry what's probably the highest degree of liability in the trust world. ERISA trustees are really out there. Most owner trustees don't know, for instance, that they're personally liable to make sure plan fees are not excessive. But since most plans to small businesses are sold by commissioned stockbrokers and life insurance reps, fees are often unreasonably high. I know that owners typically look at 401ks as their plan, that they pay for it, they set them up, and they're doing employees a favor. But the law looks at it quite differently. According to the feds, plans are exclusively for the employee's benefit, and owners are on the hook to make sure that they're run professionally and carefully protect employees' rights. Owners must appreciate that they're completely responsible for plans like 401ks, which are regulated by ERISA. They need to be vigilant regarding service provider activity and regularly verify that vendors are performing as required. If not, owners can face serious penalties, federal regulatory action, and even be sued to make good on poor returns. ERISA plans are regulated and enforced by the Department of Labor's Employee Benefit Security Administration, EBSA. EBSA investigations generally focus on fiduciary breaches, plus administrative reporting and disclosure requirements. Such deficiencies can easily be found in the Form 5500 that plans are required to file annually. Form 5500 is a goldmine for the Department of Labor's investigators. It's also very public information and available to anybody, including litigation lawyers who may want to troll for business. Here are some of the red flags investigators look for: filing late, incomplete forms, failure to fully fund the required bond, imprudent, expensive, or inadequate investments, improper payment of plan expenses or advisor compensation, prohibited transactions or self-dealing, and late deposits. This is the biggie. It happens a lot. Late deposits of employee withholding funds. Employees or others involved in a plan can and often do file complaints. Though you may never know it, your most trusted employee may be calling ERISA to complain about the 401k. In a recent year, the feds began 524 new investigations based on employee complaints. These ended in almost $450 million repaid to workers, so almost $500 million on 500 complaints. Owner trustees are liable in these areas and more, responsible for reviewing and approving all available investment options, expertly evaluating and picking the best from about 10,000 mutual funds, liable for the investments they offer, and properly accounting for the plan funds. Trustees are fiduciaries and personally liable for plan deficiencies, errors, and expenses or poorly considered investments offered for the plan. Now, while many owners believe they've delegated this liability to plan advisors, that's often not the case. Advisors may even encourage this false belief in order to get and keep business, but at lawsuit or audit time, the owner is usually alone and in the wind. It's not that owners can't find advisors who can take this risk from them. They just don't often have the training and information they need to do it properly, leaving them with big exposures they don't know about until it's too late. 401ks are seeing a massive increase in lawsuit activity as lawyers see a new market for litigation. This will probably get much, much worse after the next market crash as more employees near retirement age and look for someone to restore their lost nest eggs. This market's gone pretty much straight up since 2008, but that won't last forever. Lawyers representing employees are starting to advertise, pitching employees to take action when plans are not run properly and in employees' best interest. Recently, a claim was filed against a small 401k with about $9 million in assets and around 100 employees. It claimed that plan trustees breached their fiduciary duties by letting exorbitant fees be charged for investments and administrative services. The complaint named the president and CFO of an auto body shop personally as defendants, alleging they did not undertake a prudent process to select service providers and evaluate the reasonableness of fees. This drop ball, it was claimed, resulted in employees overpaying hundreds of thousands of dollars. Lawsuits like this demonstrate that small and mid-sized 401k plans are now targets for plaintiffs and lawyers looking for business. The allegations are substantially similar to those filed against large plans in prior years, selecting inappropriate and imprudent mutual funds, failing to actively monitor service provider fees, fund expenses and commissions, failing to replace existing service providers and mutual funds. And a 2017 blog by a business owner really makes this point. I was kind of surprised, but it defined it. And I quote this business owner, "It may sound inconceivable, but I recently realized that as an employer and the trustee of my company 401k plan, I'm at risk of being sued by plan participants who are unhappy with their returns. I didn't think this was even possible since I'm not the person responsible for managing the funds under management, but this is indeed the case. In fact, am I surprised? Should I be surprised? In my own hometown of Denver, there was a local company who was running ads, a local attorney rather, running ads during the morning news program trolling for anyone who feels their 401k plan returns weren't good enough. I have to admit," he says, "it's a great sales pitch because I don't know anybody, no matter how good the returns are, who doesn't wish they could have done better. I suspect their phones are ringing off the hook too." And that's a sad case of the 401k universe these days. But don't let it happen to you. There are things that you can do in order to control your liability, probably save money too, and get real professional management instead of a sales pitch. And if you'd like more information on this, please contact me directly at 800-262-1083 or email me at j@camarda.com. That's enough for now, isn't it? Thanks so much for watching. This is Dr. Jeff Camarda. Bye-bye.